What if I told you that somewhere beneath your awareness, your mind already recognizes the person who is meant to transform your life, even before you consciously notice them? Carl Jung uncovered an idea that can completely reshape how you understand love. And I'll be honest with you, once you hear this, it might make you question many of your past and even current relationships. It may explain that quiet emptiness you felt, even in connections that seemed perfect on the surface. Deep inside you, there is a hidden pattern, almost like an unseen pull, guiding you toward a person who plays a key role in your personal growth. Jung described this through the anima and animus, forces within your unconscious that are quietly shaping your choices in love right now. The uncomfortable truth is that most people miss these signals because they are too focused on chasing what they think they want, instead of understanding what they truly need on a deeper level.
And when I talk about something deeper, I'm not referring to the shallow version of love we often see portrayed in movies. This goes far beyond surface-level attraction or fantasy. It is something powerful enough to reshape who you are as a person. Through decades of studying human behavior, Carl Jung noticed repeating patterns in those who experienced truly life-changing love. He found that these individuals encountered certain clear signs, but most people either overlooked them or misunderstood them completely. These signs are not random, and they are not illusions created by emotion. They come from deep-rooted psychological forces embedded in the most primitive layers of the mind. One of the most important signals is what Jung described as the awakening of your inner counterpart, something far more profound than simple compatibility or shared interests. Within every man exists an unconscious feminine presence, and within every woman an unconscious masculine presence. Jung referred to these as the anima and animus. These are not just abstract theories, but active forces that influence how you feel, how you connect, and how you choose your partners. They are shaped over time, beginning with early life experiences, especially interactions with important figures like parents, and then evolving through every meaningful relationship you have. When you meet someone who truly aligns with you, something remarkable begins to happen inside you. This person naturally triggers that hidden part of your psyche. It is not just attraction that fades over time, but a deep inner resonance that feels almost impossible to explain. It reaches into the layers of your mind that operate beyond conscious thought, creating a sense of awakening within you. In their presence, parts of you begin to come alive that you may have ignored or suppressed for years. You may notice new emotions, strengths, or ways of thinking emerging without effort. A man might suddenly reconnect with a softer, more emotionally open side of himself. A woman might discover a powerful sense of confidence and direction she had never fully expressed before. This is not something you force or pretend. It happens naturally, as if this person unlocks something that was always there but waiting to be seen. It is one of the clearest signs that this connection is not ordinary, but deeply connected to your inner development. Think about your own experiences. Some people can stay in your life for a long time, yet you never feel fully understood by them. There is always a subtle distance, an invisible wall that never truly disappears. But then there are rare moments when you meet someone and instantly feel a sense of familiarity that you cannot logically explain. It feels as though you've known them long before that first meeting, like returning to a place that somehow feels like home. This feeling is not random, and it is not just imagination. It is your inner counterpart recognizing something that completes it on a psychological level, like finding a missing piece that finally makes everything feel whole. Carl Jung noticed that in certain powerful moments of connection, the brain begins to activate areas tied to deep memory, almost as if you are recalling something you never knew you had forgotten. But here is the part most people completely miss. This experience is not always comforting in the beginning. In fact, it can feel intense, confusing, even disturbing. When these deep inner patterns are triggered, Jung explained that a complex forms, meaning your entire inner world starts shifting to make space for something new. It can feel like someone has stepped into your mental space and started moving everything around without asking. You may feel drawn to this person while also feeling uneasy, as if they have the ability to change you in ways you cannot fully control. And that is exactly the point. Real love does not leave you the same. It reshapes you from the inside out, and that process is not always gentle or predictable. This kind of transformation does not come in pieces where you can choose only what feels good. It is complete, and it forces you to confront patterns you once believed were permanent. Jung warned that many people walk away at this exact stage because the intensity becomes too much to handle. But this is also where something essential begins. Another powerful sign is tied to what Jung believed was central to personal growth, the integration of the shadow. Every person carries a hidden side, the parts they avoid, deny, or hide, because they do not match the image they want to show the world. But this shadow is not only made up of flaws, it also holds your unused strengths, buried talents, and instincts that have been pushed aside. Ignoring it does not make it disappear. Instead, it grows stronger beneath the surface and quietly disrupts your relationships in ways you may not even notice. Jung realized that most conflicts between people are not really about what they appear to be. They are often the result of these hidden aspects being projected onto someone else. But when you encounter someone who truly matters in your life, something different happens. This person is able to see those hidden parts of you without turning away. Even more than that, they somehow help you bring those parts into awareness in a healthy way. They do not criticize or try to reshape you into something else. Instead, they accept you as a whole in a way that feels deeper than logic or explanation. Around them, you may notice that qualities you once saw as flaws begin to shift in meaning. What used to create problems in your life starts to reveal a different kind of value. You might realize that traits you struggled with before are not weaknesses at all when understood properly. The same habits that once caused tension can become strengths when expressed in the right way. At the same time, this person will not allow you to stay comfortable in your illusions. They will challenge you, not with hostility, but in a way that gently pushes you to face the parts of yourself you would rather avoid. If someone in your life does this while still maintaining respect and care, it is something worth paying close attention to. This kind of interaction is not about conflict for the sake of conflict. It is about growth. The connection becomes stronger, not weaker, through these moments, because both people sense that something meaningful is unfolding beneath the surface. Another sign, perhaps the most mysterious of all, is what Jung called synchronicity. He described it as meaningful coincidences that cannot be explained by simple cause and effect. When it comes to a deeply significant connection, these moments seem to increase in both frequency and intensity. This is not about ordinary chance encounters. It is about a pattern of events that feels almost coordinated, as if something beyond logic is guiding both of you toward each other. Jung documented cases where such events were so unlikely that their probability seemed almost impossible. These experiences can show up in unexpected meetings, strange overlaps in life paths, or even dreams that later appear to unfold in reality with surprising accuracy. What makes these moments different from normal coincidences is their depth and timing. They often appear during important turning points or moments of emotional intensity. They may involve symbols or themes that hold personal meaning for both of you, even if you have never discussed them. Sometimes they seem to come from places completely unrelated to your daily life, as if they are emerging from a deeper layer of existence. Jung believed these experiences were signs of alignment with your true path. what he referred to as the process of becoming your most complete self. When you begin to notice a pattern of these events connected to a particular person, it may be your unconscious pointing you toward something significant, suggesting that this connection plays an important role in your personal transformation. Have you ever noticed that with certain people, coincidences seem to happen again and again, almost as if something beyond your control is making sure you stay connected? It can feel like events are being arranged in ways you could never plan, bringing you back into each other's lives at just the right moments. What makes this even more intriguing is that these patterns don't fade once you are together. They often become even more subtle and powerful. Carl Jung described this as a kind of deep psychological connection that goes beyond logic. You may find yourselves thinking the same thoughts at the same time, or sensing each other's emotions without a word being spoken. Sometimes you just know what the other person is going through, and when you check, you realize you were right in a way that feels almost impossible to explain. There are even cases Jung studied where people felt physical or emotional shifts at the exact moment something significant was happening to their partner, even across great distances. This is not about dependency or losing yourself in someone else. It is something much deeper, like tuning into the same internal frequency. It creates a connection that doesn't rely only on conversation or physical presence. Instead, it feels as if you are linked on a level that exists beneath ordinary awareness. This kind of bond can make communication smoother, understanding deeper, and the sense of closeness far more intense than anything surface-level relationships can offer. Another powerful sign relates to the deeper patterns that exist within all of us. Jung believed that every human carries universal roles within them, shared across all cultures and times. These include the lover, the thinker, the protector, the caregiver, the explorer, and many others. Most people only express a small portion of these inner roles, which is why life can sometimes feel repetitive or incomplete. But when you meet someone truly significant, something shifts. Their presence begins to unlock multiple sides of your personality at once. It is as if they hold a key that opens doors within you that you didn't even know were there. You may notice yourself becoming more confident, more creative, more compassionate, or more courageous without forcing it. It does not feel like you are trying to change or impress anyone. Instead, it feels natural, as if these qualities were always inside you, just waiting for the right moment to emerge. And the same process happens for them as well. Together, you begin to bring out the best in each other, not by effort, but by simply being present in each other's lives. This shared growth can lead to a kind of synergy where your combined strengths feel greater than what either of you could achieve alone. Finally, there is a deeper realization that often comes with this kind of connection. You begin to feel as though your life is part of a larger story, one that only starts to make sense when this person enters it. Jung believed that every individual is living out a unique inner narrative, even if they are not consciously aware of it. Most people move through life without fully understanding that story, but when the right person appears, everything begins to align in a way that feels meaningful and complete. It is not just that they fit into your life. It is that their presence brings clarity to everything that came before. Your past experiences, even the painful ones, begin to feel like necessary steps that led you to this point. Moments of loss, failure, and loneliness start to take on a different meaning, as if they were shaping you for something greater. Jung described this as the journey of becoming your true self, and often this process reaches a turning point when you meet someone who acts as a catalyst for that transformation. Being with them can feel like stepping into a deeper version of your own life, where everything finally connects and forms a complete and meaningful picture. There is something important you need to understand, something that clearly separates those who are truly prepared for a deep, life-changing connection from those who keep settling for surface-level relationships. Recognizing these signs is not easy. It demands real self-awareness and a level of honesty that most people avoid. It is far more comfortable to focus on things like shared hobbies, attraction, status, or stability than to explore the deeper psychological forces at play. Carl Jung emphasized that many people actually avoid profound love because it asks too much of them. It requires growth, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront who they really are beneath the masks they present to the world. This kind of connection does not allow you to stay hidden or unchanged. It pushes you to evolve, to face uncomfortable truths, and to integrate parts of yourself you may have spent years trying to control or ignore. This depth of love asks you to release the illusion that you are fully in control of your life and identity. It asks for trust in something larger than logic, something you cannot fully predict or manage. It challenges you to open yourself completely, to allow another person to see your fears, your flaws, and your insecurities without hiding behind defenses. And even more than that, it asks whether you are willing to offer the same level of openness in return. If these signs are already present in your life, ignoring them out of fear or attachment to what feels safe may cost you something meaningful. Your inner world may be guiding you toward a version of yourself that you have not yet fully discovered. For Jung, love was never just a temporary emotion that comes and goes depending on circumstances. He saw it as a powerful inner force, something capable of reshaping your entire psychological structure and guiding you toward your highest potential. This force does not follow ordinary rules. It cannot be controlled, forced, or manufactured. It appears naturally, and when it does, it asks to be recognized and accepted. Interestingly, the deepest connections often do not begin in the dramatic way people expect. They may start quietly, through friendship, shared experiences, or even conflict that reveals unexpected understanding. Instead of appearing all at once, this kind of love often unfolds gradually, revealing its depth over time. It is also important to understand that these signs do not promise an easy or effortless relationship. In fact, the opposite is often true. The most meaningful connections tend to involve more challenges, more growth, and more emotional intensity than ordinary ones. But in return, they offer something rare. They give you the chance to become who you were truly meant to be. Through the awakening of your inner masculine or feminine energy, the acceptance of your hidden self, the presence of meaningful patterns and coincidences, the activation of different sides of your personality, and the sense of living a deeper life story, you begin to experience something far beyond ordinary love. Do not let fear hold you back from this kind of transformation. Do not allow comfort or familiarity to keep you confined to patterns that limit your growth. The doubts you feel, whether they come from within you or from others, can easily convince you to settle for less than what is possible. But deep within, your mind already knows what you need to grow. Even when your thoughts are filled with uncertainty, there is a part of you that recognizes the truth. When you see these signs, you are faced with a choice. You can stay where you are, repeating familiar patterns, or you can choose to step into something that demands courage but offers profound change. Jung believed that encountering true love is, in many ways, a meeting with something sacred within yourself. It is the merging of opposing forces inside you, the resolution of inner conflicts, and the realization of your most complete and authentic self. Your deeper mind may already understand what your conscious thinking is still trying to process. The real question is whether you are willing to trust that inner knowing and act on it, even if it challenges everything you previously believed. The signs are already present for those willing to see beyond appearances. The growth is waiting for those willing to embrace it, and the path ahead is open for those ready to step into the fullest version of their own life.